A dark, wood-paneled home filled with eerie miniatures. A hand crafts a miniature model of a room, meticulous, lifelike. Annie Graham, an artist in her 40s, works at her desk, adjusting the tiny figures. A distant phone rings. She tenses. A casket sits at the front of a dimly lit room. The body of Ellen, Annie's mother, lies inside. Annie stands before a microphone, hesitant. My mother was a very secretive and private woman. She had private rituals, private friends. She wasn't always, she exhales, searching for the words. All that loving. But she had her own way. An uncomfortable silence. The mourners shift. In the audience, Annie's son Peter stares blankly. Her husband Steve holds her hand. Charlie, her 13-year-old daughter, sketches something unsettling in her notebook. Charlie looks up and sees a strange old woman smiling at her from across the room. The wind blows through the forest surrounding the house. The trees rustle ominously. Inside, Charlie sleeps. A shadow moves across her room. She wakes up suddenly. Her grandmother's ghost seems to be standing in the dark corner. She doesn't scream, just stares. Hey, sweetheart, that doesn't have nuts, right? You know you're supposed to ask, what, when you die? Peter, what was the central theme of the passage? You doing okay? Yeah, just trying to work through it. Charlie sketches obsessively. Her notebook is filled with distorted faces, headless figures. She hears a knocking sound. She turns. In the shadows, she sees something. A tall, dark figure. Her grandmother? The figure makes a strange clicking sound with its tongue. Tisk. The figure vanishes. Annie rummages through a box of her mother's old things. She finds a mysterious book labeled Spiritualism and the Beyond. Inside, there's a handwritten note. Our sacrifices will pale next to the rewards. Annie's eyes widen. She flips through more photos and finds one of her mother surrounded by smiling cultists, hands raised in ritual. A cold chill runs through her. Peter has convinced Annie to let him go to a party. She forces him to take Charlie with him. At the party, Peter goes off to flirt with a girl while Charlie, uncomfortable, eats a slice of cake. Her breathing becomes labored. She scratches her throat. Panic sets in. Charlie stumbles through the party, gasping for air. Peter drives frantically with Charlie wheezing in the back seat. Her swollen throat is closing up and she leans out the window, gasping for air. Peter looks back for a split second. Suddenly, bam! A telephone pole slams into Charlie's head. Peter's body jerks forward. Silence. His eyes widen. He doesn't dare look back. He drives home slowly, in shock. Peter lies in paralyzed fear. The house is dead silent. Then from downstairs, a blood-curdling scream. Annie wails. The camera lingers on Charlie's decapitated body in the road. Fade to black. Grief and trauma. The movie explores how a family unravels after loss. Supernatural influence. Charlie's connection to something sinister lingers after death. Fate versus free will. Was the accident random or orchestrated?